What's up guys, this is Sean and today we're going to check out Southplace residences in Tropicana Metropark. Let's go! In our last episode, we were talking about their phase 2 and now their phase 1 has been completed. So congratulations for all brand new owners. What I like immediately is the completion of this road. So now when you come in from the flyover from Subang via the Federal Highway, you have this direct entrance where there will be a direct access in to the development itself. And just a revision, this is a mixed development where you have the residents and you will have the retail, and those will be at the bottom lah. So car will just drive in and park in the front, and this will be the experience as a pedestrian as well. So now you can see, because this is a 3-lane road, so maybe the cars will be in a higher speed, but I absolutely adore the landscape treatment at the side. You just see this width itself. Not only that, this width from the boundary of the project as well. This is going to be so comfortable when you walk around, and the trees are already all matured. Very good. Right opposite, it will be Canon and Fukuyama factory. And for those who are not familiar with the location, this is adjacent to Subang High-Tech Park, which is somewhat like an industrial park area. But what a lot of people don't know, like behind or next to the industrial areas are all these individual bungalow lots where all the rich people actually built their own house lah. Wow, that's why now it's amazing that we have documented the very initial stage of this township. Now we are going to look at this brand new mixed development where this is going to be the very first commercial area for the entire Metro Park. So we are getting first dips. This is the best thing when you have friends around the industry. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is now they have already several confirmed tenants. So like around their signboards, you can see that they are already advertising Mercato for grocer, Anytime Fitness, Health Lane Pharmacy, My News, Red Chawan, Swimology. All are already confirmed tenants for their commercial lots. So that's great news actually. So at least there will be some initial movements, because always for commercial areas the hardest is the initial stage. Everybody wait for everybody to come and start first, right? Test water first. And this is where the developer is pushing really hard, though that's great. The second thing is also, for your information, the entire residence is sold out. Total 656 units of them are all sold out. Now let's see the 29 units of commercial. Anyway, this is the drop-off for the residence block. So when you come in here, this is the one-way street. Where you go back, that will be the car park, or you can go in, access directly there from the car park itself. So for me, I can really imagine like Zeus will have a cafe here, or some other brands or some convenience store. So before I reach back home, I will just stop by, grab some things before I go back home. And in first glance, the entire sidewalk is very comfortable. You can see this width is nice. They even have the tactile, so that's very considerate. And now going into the main lobby. So this will be the lobby where it's in the same level as the retail. So that might be a little bit more exposed. And from the entrance, this will be the one going into the residence. This will be the entrance, the future entrance going into the retail. So it's actually side by side. And this is how the retail lot is going to look like currently. This is where the connection point to the lake that will also take place. So I guess this will be the one that is having the dual frontage where you can walk past them to go through. Wow, very exciting. So just imagine you have all these conveniences right below. So exciting. But some may argue that the frontage of the lobby or the entrance, right, might be a little bit too exposed. Because like, if this place, this retail lot is actually very prosperous, a lot of people come in, and also every time, if you are a famous person or you don't like to be known, when you come downstairs and you just grab a coffee, everybody comes and say hi, then you might get irritated and things like that. So it's a choice. So in order to address that concern, so there will be one checkpoint here where it's going to be controlled by a concierge here. So here will be the lounge, or it's a waiting area, and the second checkpoint then will be this lift lobby. So there will be a card system for you to scan before you go in, and this is the lift lobby. Also something to point out, this entire space will be fully air conditioned, so it will be very, very comfortable. Coming up through the lift, we are now in the facilities floor, and let's start from the edge of it, right? So at this side, there's a dedicated kids play area. As a parent, I really appreciate it. So they already furnish it with some slides, some toys. I guess they will be adding a little bit more, I think. But right outside also, this is an empty area where it's connected to the outdoor playground instead. Just to emphasize some little details, you can see that this is a little gradient of ramp that connects this. I absolutely adore this. Instead of a step, kids will always fall down. I appreciate the gesture on being friendly with this single level treatment. Then around the playground, there will be several simple ones like the swings, the slide. You will have the rubber tiles. Then for the fringe around the boundary, for the handrail, they have this steel handrail, but for safety purposes, they kind of put this hedge here, around 1 meter of hedge. So it prevents kids from actually going over because it's not as comfortable. So it's for safety purposes. But here, just to highlight the existing typologies that's around. So you have all the landed houses on this side, industrial. Then you can see all the fancy bungalows at the edge already. That will be the Batu Tiga area, where it's also all factories. There will be a cemetery here, and that will be Federal Highway already. So this corner here is actually closer to the phase 2. And you can see construction is taking place very fast, which is always good, right? So what I like is now you can really feel the development of the address, where you have this one, you will have the one that is next to Street KDU, you also have another one that is next to the Federal Highway. So this is where you will have somewhat that love-hate relationships between developers, where they are both allies, also competitors. Because they launch almost the same thing, just at different plots within the same location. Good part is you will drive a lot more awareness to this particular address. Not so good one, then they will be competing for the same buyers among each other lah. But on the good thing is consumers very good. Next to the play area, then this will be the pavilion for parents to just kind of chill on a higher ground, right? So they get better view to scream at their kids. Then going through this will be a reflexology pathway next to this basketball court. Too bad, I think when they built this and designed this, pickleball was not a thing yet. If not, they would have converted it into a pickleball. Maybe can put a mini one, I'm not too sure. Well, that's the trend right now. So at the side, there will be some seating areas around the boundary, and this entire court is actually fenced up. Moving on, this will be the barbecue area, and there will be 2 of them, one here, one there. Then you will have a sitting area. This will be somewhat like the coffee table setting height, which is kind of cool. So you will have better visual and better mode of conversation among your friends and family. And they added some partitions, so there'll be a certain degree of privacy among the gathering. Again, with the boundary here that's located next to the lake. This is where I really find fascinating, for the retail at the front directly facing the lake. So for all the residents here, right, they have been around for some time. The only retail convenience that is the nearest right now will be the one right opposite just now, all the old shop offices. Next will be this one already. So imagine all the parents who send their school over to Street KDU now will have a brand new spot to hang out after and before school. Very good. And this is where we kind of discussed a little bit on the previous episode. This is one of the only settings within PJ where once you come downstairs, without getting through your car, you are actually walking distance away to a park. So not only just some park, but it's a very well designed one. And this allows you to also have this integrated living standard where for the entire weekend, you can actually opt to not travel out the township at all. So imagine Friday, you pick up your kid here and you just stay at home, and for everything else like their recreational activities, jogging, cafes, hair cutting, tuition or whatsoever, right, sooner or later will just take place within the retail downstairs, and all your kids' friends will be from the area itself. Very nice. This will then be the second access to the site. After you come in from the main road, you turn left and you turn left again, right? So this is where you can see all the communication towers, like the electrical towers and things like that. But when you come in here, this is the second entrance where you can come into the development. Okay? And one observation while walking around the facilities deck, right? The greeneries are very lush. I think the facility deck has been completed for some time already. That's why you can see all the trees are pretty mature. You can see all these, right? To an extent, they need some maintenance of cleaning the leaves already because they grow too well. Anyway, this is the swimming pool, Olympic length. Very, very nice. And the common design trait for all the buildings here will be the pool all will be facing internally into the park itself. Where you can see right opposite as well. So all those adopts the similar design treatments. I must say this is nice. So here you will have an infinity edge, and they did not waste this area, so this will be a nice area for kids to just run around, or if you are a runner, if you're training for high drops, this will be a nice sprinting ground for you. So they already laid all the artificial turfings all the way. Wow, this is nice. Then for the pool area, they will have timber-like tiles, then you will have stone tiles connected to the shallow area before they go into the deeper end of the pool. Okay, so outside then they will have some outdoor furnitures for you to just chill and sunbake yourself. Then along the facilities, you will have a lot of such treatments where there will be a landscape island with the Cambodia plant, which is very, very nice. And you also have a small little water feature here to add excitement. Kids friendliness, I'm not too sure because my kid definitely confirm will jump inside. But aesthetic wise, experience wise, it's actually a very, very good thing lah. And coming to the other edge, there is this little design feature just to highlight where they elevate the pavilion setting. Not very high, but it's about 750 mm high, so it gives the user of the space a very different experience. And you have the partition again to add to that privacy. Very, very comfortable. Okay, so this is where the grown-ups will hang out. On the other side then, this will be the wading pool for kids. Wow! Here you will have this slide into the water at 450 mm. Then you have this playful thing here. Wow, this is so much fun. And for safety reasons, again with the hedge at the boundary so they won't climb out. If those gets a little bit too noisy for your liking, as you need to just blow off some steam from work, away from the high energy area, there will be this quiet zone here where they kind of laid pathways around into these sunken decks. So this is where you can just chill, read a book, or just hang out with your friends. And there are two of them here, so there will be two sunken area for you to just hide away and just look into the lush greeneries around to increase that level of privacy. Wow, this is so cool. And just by walking around the facility deck, right, what surprises me is the landscape treatment. Like the lush of it, the design approach to it. So instead of one very long strip like at the boundary, right, so you have all this one very long strip along the boundary, is one strategy. The other strategy is to have the pockets of islands laid together to kind of give you that nice camouflage to things. So you still get visual, but you're not certain who is that. That's the level of privacy that is really, really interesting. And now we are in the gym and everything is facing the swimming pool, so that's great. Here there will be 3 treadmills and they are furnished by Life Fitness. So when you are on the treadmill, this will be the view that you get. Very nice. Then at this area then will be the weights area, the free weights and the machines, also by Life Fitness. Then in terms of flooring, they are giving this timber textured, I think it's tiles because you see, it's very solid. Then this will be the further end of the cardio areas, your bicycle, your rower, and I guess this one will be the changing or the studio setting, like your dancing and things like that. Yeah, that's about it. Very nice. Then if the unit that you bought is a little bit too small, then when your other half is having a meeting, too noisy, there's actually a lounge here within the facility there as well for you to kind of just hide and work alone. So this is where you can hang out with yourself or your friends. You will have foosball table, pool table, and I like that it's all open. You even have a space for you to host meetings if you are within that work from home situation. So there will also be a presentation board, projector for you to use. Nice. Next to the lounge, then this will be the multi-purpose hall, and for all residents, this will be the first place you're going to visit when you get your keys. But something to highlight is the column arrangement, because they have a transfer floor for all the structural elements to be rearranged. The entire experience across the facility deck is very, very decent. So at the back here, this will be the jogging tracks around the facility deck. Then the height is nice, the width is nice. Let's go up to the unit lah. And coming out into the lift lobby of the floor layout, I must say this is very comfortable. So the width is 2.88, the height is 2.5. And you have openings at both ends, so it's very nice. This is also one of my very favorite typology, where you don't have a fire door blocking the lobby. So you will have direct entrance to both ends of the corridor. So this is going to be very friendly for parents with strollers, or you move your trolley after grocery shopping. This is very nice. And the team, based on their experience also, they have allocated windows for the corridor, so all these are open for ventilation. But the main thing here is the weather within Malaysia lately has been crazy wet. Therefore, they have all this ready. Technically, last time it was all half wall kind of situation where it's open. Now it's all enclosed. Then here in total there will be 4 lifts servicing up to 22 units, and it's split between 2 corridors. Okay, so let's find the refuse room first. So I guess it's this one. Yep, so this is the service area where it's connected to the fire escape. Then further end, this will be the extra stretcher or fire lift that's located next to the refuse room. So it's now locked, but you can see. So this is where the maintenance workers will actually just collect the rubbish, and they will just send it down through the service lift. Okay, and the units are laid out in a double loaded corridor setup. So you have half of the units on left side and half of the units on the right hand side. So this looks like all the premium units. I think we'll go and check that out hopefully. And just looking outwards towards the back of the address, you can see all the industrial parks. And the peculiar point is when you have all the luxury bungalow lots located right opposite the old commercial lots adjacent to the industrial area. So you can see this one is all pretty set up already. Hence the view is locked in. No more high rise here and there. So that will be the hospital around the stadium. Then you have the Aeon Mall there if you need anything. But I think for residents here, they will prefer to just hang out in Taipan and Subang. There are more choices there. It's also closer. So for the corridor width is about 1.77 meters. The height is 2.47 meters. In between units, there will be this small little void area. Very nice. And the internal wall are actually all spray painted. And we get to review and check out the ones in the corner lots, and this is the best part of the corner lot. It's right after a void area, so your entire entrance is very bright compared to those that is located within the intermediate lots. Because now the building is not fully functional yet, they didn't on all the lights, so when the lights are on, it won't be as dark. But I must say, this setting here is comfortable, right? Like for these 2 units here, right, this is like that bonus area. So nice, so nice. Let's go check it out. So this will be the unit we're going to check out today. This is Type A, which is 700 square feet, and if you look into the location within the floor plate, it's located within the edge at the corner lot. So that's nice because you have an extra side for your facade. So when you come into the entrance, so this will be a dining and living, the kitchen tucked at the side. Here you will have the openings, so the yard will be connected to the facade. Then for your living, you also have one side of the facade. Then you will have bedroom 2 and the principal bedroom, both sharing the line of the facade. Then you have one common bathroom, one ensuite bathroom for your master bedroom. Nice. So coming into the foyer, the width is 1.68 by 1.34, so this will be a very nice area for you to put in your built-in shoe cabinet. And the entrance is actually from the side. The unit comes with this lock set already, very nice going in. The clearance of the door is 866 mm and it's pretty direct. This will be your dining, your living and your kitchen tucked at the side already. So the wall-to-wall width here is about 3 meters for the living room, and the ceiling height is also about 3 meters. For this particular unit, there's no balcony, and you will have the 600 by 600 mm tiles across all the main areas. Bedrooms will have different flooring, we will check that out later. And this unit will then have this frontage of looking into the central park. So that's nice. So this is the one that you can open. And I like there's a limitation already set, so this will be safer for children. Solid. Then this will be all the plug points for your TV console and your modem. Extra point here for air filtration system, most likely. This will be your dining area, and you can see that these two lines doesn't match. So this is 3 meters, but the width at the dining area is 3.4 meters. So when you think that you need additional storage area or cabinetries, right, this will be a perfect space for you to extend somewhat your dry kitchen area. And just for your information, this is the exact condition of the unit when you collect the keys. You will have your lighting points, your fan point, your aircon by Daikin, water sprinkler system as well, because this is a commercial title project. And as you mentioned, this will be that dining area going into your kitchen. All these are fully provided already, so when you do your renovation later, these just save a lot of money. Anyway, they are providing top and bottom cabinet. So this is Tika, a 2-burner hood and hob here, and you have all your electrical points by Schneider. Then for cabinets also, they are providing soft closing mechanisms. Nice. Then here will be the location of your basin, located next to the window, and they extend the wall tiles all the way. That is great. Beyond the standard 1.5 meters, they go all the way. Very good. This will then be the yard space covered by a translucent door. So what I like about this translucent door is it allows daylight in without compromising your privacy. Also, when you have people behind the door, you get to somewhat see who is it. You get to have visual also before you hit the person. The size of the yard space is 0.89 by 1.89 meters. It's fully enclosed. Again, developer has done all the relevant precautions for water already, so that's always great. And this is the location for your washer and dryer. So most likely you will be applying a wash towel in a setup like that. And they're providing tilings for the yard space, so that's nice. Moving on to the corridor space. So this is a rather short one, so the floor efficiency is actually very high. Going into the first bedroom, the size of the room is 2.54 by 2.45 meters. You will have laminated timber flooring, timber skirtings, air cons are actually provided, but I admire the size of the window lah. So just imagine when you put a bed here, right? This is the view that you get. Very nice. So in terms of tinting, nothing very obvious, but just to try out the noise cancellation. Significant. Coming right outside from this room, this will be the common shared bathroom. So for basin and WC, whoa, they are giving American standard, the atas spec. Shower screen, Panasonic water heater, full height wall tiles with a compartment at this side, then a window that is frosted for ventilation purposes. And this is one of the good points for a corner unit. So you have one opening here, then you have the facade side. Very good, very good, very good. Then for the plug points, it's located at 1.25 meters, which is very comfortable. by Schneider. Then moving on, this will be the principal bedroom. The size of the room is about 2.75 by 3.67. Perfectly, you can fit in your queen size bed at this location because you can see the plug points for your bedside tables already. This is if you want to have a TV here. Again, similar treatments of the timber flooring, a very large area of window, and this will be the location of the ensuite bathroom. So you will have a dedicated shower area, covered fully with shower screen, Panasonic water heater, similar treatment, full height wall tiles. Wow, but this one is no joke, American standard, basin and WC. This is an extra area for the installation of the aircon compressors. Absolutely love this. This is so thoughtful for the safety of the service providers when they install the aircons. Also the benefit of a corner unit, you see. So many sides of facade for you to utilize. Good. Very good. And last time for Southplace residences during launch, it was selling. The starting price starts from about 500,000 for this particular unit, and now for their second phase is about 100,000 difference as they start from about 600,000. And the best thing is because you have a lot of existing buildings around, you can already make the very accurate guesstimation of the rental rates when you move in, if you are buying this for an investment purpose. But just look at it, right? The occupancy rate actually very high. I see a lot of people actually walking around at this hour. Maybe it's school holiday. And now we are in the elevated car park, and I must say this is one of those very rare car parks where both entrances are not directly connected into the driveway. So this will be the access for residents. When they go in, there will be a access button here, and when you go in, this will be the door, or you can just scan the card. From this side, it's directly connecting into the car park space, so there will be only risk of one car coming to park lah. And what you can see, they use flat slab system, so it's very tidy, it's very bright. And because they adopted the transfer floor, the structural elements are very tidy. Cement screeding for the flooring. On the other side of the entrance to the lobby there, this will be a nice gesture. So they maximize the space to be a bicycle parking area. And just when I wanted to say like there was no ramp here, there's a dedicated ramp here, and this is like a safe zone for people to come in and out from the lobby itself. Very nice. For this project as well, they adopted the speed ramp system. So it means from level 4, you directly same ramp come up to level 5 and one more ramp up to level 6. So using one ramp directly, you can go up to 2 levels. That just reduces the amount of turns you need to make. So even though you are parked at level 6, most likely there will be 2 ramps straight away instead of 6 ramps like that lah. Then at certain levels, I think we are now at level 1 level above the reception, there will be a special connection between the residents connected to the retail area. So now we are going into the retail area here via this entrance here, so there will still be a checkpoint before going into the lift lobby. That's great. And this is the upcoming shop area. So we have getting first dips here. So cool, this is so cool. This is where the link bridge is going to happen, where it connects over to phase 2. The entire scale is nice, the height, the width. Can't wait when Mercato is up, all the pharmacies, all the gym is all up, right? Then this entire vibe will be different. And this I think will be the main selling point, where most of the F&B outlets, right, will want to be within this area. So this is the main drop-off area facing the lakeside. This will be all the alfresco area lah. You are really just looking over to the lake, having your makan and minum here. Look at the skylight treatment. Whoa! I enjoy the double volume treatment to kind of give you a grand welcome to the space. They even treat all the columns around this area. And this will be the experience of the drop-off. When you're coming from the local road, you need to take a left turn before you stop here, and this will be the drop-off. into the retail. So this will be all the shops in the future. Then from a pedestrian point of view, we will need to cross the road, take one flight of stairs downwards, then cross the road again before we can reach the lake. So it's pretty reachable. Too bad it's not on grade, but this gives us a better view actually lah. So when we actually dine upstairs or downstairs, we can actually have a better view of the lake. And just to highlight again, I appreciate the attention to the details of the sidewalk around the circulation. Okay, so you have the tactile, you have a nice pedestrian and bicycle lane, then the landscape treatments for security and safety reasons. Woo! So some units of the retail will be facing the park, right? Some units will then face the main road at the back that is facing the industrial area. But this level then becomes very interesting because this will have a direct link. Like you can see, this is already completed, right? Direct link over to phase 2 itself. So these will too be integrated, which is nice. I think phase 2 is nicer because when theirs is up, most likely this commercial area will be a little bit more matured already. And I guess that's all for this episode. It's now time for Sean's take 3 on 3. So for the 3 things I like, number 1 will be this particular unit that we visited, because it's a corner unit that allowed the unit to have multiple sides of facade to be utilized. That's why the master bedroom has an extra facade on the side. The usual living space and the bedrooms will have one facade, and the yard space can have another facade, which is always good. Compared to a conventional one, you will only have one side of facade. So the corner unit is unique, and the specifications given is also very good in terms of materials. So they give you Tika, hood and hob, kitchen cabinets. But what was surprising was the American standard basin and WC. So that's amazing. And I also really like the common area design treatments, like for the corridor right in front of the corner lots, right? That's amazing compared to the intermediate ones. It's so comfortable to just get back home. And that indirectly also leads to the common areas, especially the facility deck. In first glance, you thought that there's only one level. How special can it be, right? But it's really very heavy in landscape treatments. You can really see that pocket islands of hedge and one Cambodia tree along the entire deck. Then you have this boundary strip along the facility deck as well. To me, it's very direct, very simple, yet very practical, and they do the simple things right. That's why it's amazing. Like you have the playground hidden at the side. You will have a swimming pool that is very sizable. Next to a compact play area for the kids, barbecue pits, not one but 2. Pavilions are set a meter higher than usual to give you the different experience. Then you will have a corner of private areas that is within the sunken deck area. That is also very nice. Then the second thing I like will be the mixed development typology, where you have retail downstairs, and that stands out within this entire township. So for the rest, it's all pretty much the same, where it's all residential type only. This one allows you to have extra level of convenience. So when Mercato come in, the Anytime Fitness come in, when all the restaurants come in or hairdressers all come in, right? Just by taking a lift down, you can somewhat resolve all your things. And if you actually send your kid to the school here, which is 3 KDU, technically you don't have to leave the house already. You don't have to even drive out anymore. But if you were to drive out, you have a lot of adjacent malls lah. And this is about like 15 minutes only to Taipan and to Subang Jaya side. And that's the third thing that I like. So this is like a brand new side of that Subang Jaya address that we are all very familiar with. We all always think about the SS15 side and the Taipan side for commercial areas, right? But now this is this very hidden area away from all that. For locals, it's always this high park industrial area. For those who really know, then it's this hidden spot for all the rich locals to build their mansions. And when Metropark comes in, it becomes this brand new township where it has one of those very rare compositions where directly from your unit you can go out to a park that is superbly designed. So that's amazing. And that allows residents to have this very different format of lifestyle, where technically from Friday to Monday you don't have to drive out anymore. You can just take a lift down, you can exercise, you can resolve anything you need within the weekends without going out. If not, if you stay in other areas, right, you will definitely need to drive out to sort out your things. So if this is the format of lifestyle that you're seeking for, solid. for the few things I have concern with is still that stigma for locals, as mentioned just now. This is still that industrial area, and you know what? The industrial area is also prospering. So now there's a few brand new factories right opposite, and it depends on how you see it. When business activity grows, it also means job opportunities grow. It also means demand for space will increase, and from an investment point of view, that's always good. So there's more reason for people to actually rent or live within this area. But that just affects that very first impression when you come into the township. When you see a lot of high tension cables, you see a lot of telecommunication tower, you see a lot of trucks around, you see flyovers from Federal Highway, right? So that is that first impression. That's why when you turn into the township, you will feel immediately different. That is also why all facilities deck of all the projects here all face inwards instead of outwards. The second thing will be the upcoming new projects around the area. So there's like now phase 2 of the same developer, and there's a few other more that's actually in development also launching. And back then within this location, only this developer were launching and developing this location. Now there are multiple players doing their thing. So it depends how you look at it. On the positive side, finally this location is in demand. Developers are now coming in to develop this area because they have seen that the demand is proven. People do move in and stay in this location. There's demand because business activities is increasing. That's great. From an owner or investor point of view, then hey, there's a lot of competition that's actually coming up that might affect your ROI, or it might add to congestion or things like that lah. But to congestion, I don't think so just yet, because there's still a lot of land left. Again, it depends on how you see things lah. And last of all will always be this dilemma of having a mixed development. So two parts to it. One will be if the business of the commercial lot is doing very good, where it's heavily driven by the developer. Now they got in all the grocers, the gym, the pharmacies, the F&Bs outlet in already. Suddenly, if a lot of people do actually just park and make this location congested, then from a resident's point of view, it's not as convenient. In order to access to my elevated car park, right, I need to go through this massive jam and congestion. But on the other side, if it's not doing very well, if it's just like very mediocre, nothing is going on, it also sets a very negative impression to the overall project. So the make or break thing kind of depends on the performance of the commercial activities. That is why the developer is putting in a lot of active effort in making sure the commercial areas will work. Then from a resident point of view, if you really prioritize privacy, this might not be for you because of the very exposed entrance. Of course, there will be the relevant security checkpoints to ensure safety is in place, but then in terms of privacy, it depends on whether you like or not, whether you want absolute serenity, privacy, or you want convenience. But within this area, there's a lot of types that you can choose from lah. And I guess that's all for this episode. Do I like the project? From a price point of view, from a return point of view, from a potential point of view, everything is really falling into place, which is great. It has been some time since we recorded the first phase until today, so I am still looking forward to the completion of the commercial area. Oh, raining already. And I guess that's all for this episode. If you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.